So Gas Network presents sports for the culture.
I'm here with the family.
Bryce, XXV, Double I.
Rome.
D-Malo.
Gruff Lion.
T-Buggy, man.
To the greatest sports show on the planet, La Familia. Hope y'all ready for a ride.
Can't wait to hear what you guys got to say.
What up? It's the one and only, man. Scruff Lion, man. Back on a nice, beautiful Tuesday. Very windy day out here, man. I don't know. I heard it was snowing out there in Jersey. So, stay safe out here. This Gas presents sports for the culture, man. We got some good stuff to talk about today. We getting real spicy in the group chat. You know what I'm saying? Group chat is in a very exclusive territory. You know what I'm saying? Get spicy in that joint. Especially with the young bull on the bottom left, and I'll let him bottom right. My bad, I'm a little tipsy. We'll let him introduce himself first. Bottom right, introduce yourself.
Hey man, you know who it is, Young Rome 22 on all social media platforms. Shout out to the loyal listeners, followers out there. If you're new, subscribe button, like button. Got a great show for you as always. Like Scruff said, man, it got a little spicy in the group chat, but that's just about every day. So with free agency going the way it is, plenty of topics to get into and get spicy about. So let's get it.
Yeah. There was a lot of stuff going on today. A lot of free agency news popping in, and stay plugged in out here. I'm sure G doesn't know half of what happened on today, so we'll inform him as we go as well. So go ahead and introduce yourself, bottom left.
Whatever. I just want to say it's sad to be a Records fan. I'm not an alumni, but the fact that they didn't make it to the March Madness tournament, even though they had a pretty good season, man, but let down in the last half. Let down. For one day. Next year, I think you guys have it.
I mean, I think they should have still been in there. So we might get to talk a little tourney talk as well. Last but not least, man, my fellow Scarlet Knight, go ahead and introduce yourself.
At Bryce, XXV, Double I, a.k.a. Mr. Big Leaguer, a.k.a. the good mister. Man, travesty that Rutgers isn't in there, man. A couple teams that damn sure shouldn't be in over RU, including NC State. I don't know. Somebody in the committee got paid off for that one. But yeah, man, middle fingers up to daylight savings one time for me, guys. Hate this, man.
Getting old.
Real old. I thought they made the law. What happened to the law? They be coming up with these laws.
Oh,
I be seeing the laws.
It takes
on
effect
Facebook.
this year.
I'll be on Facebook. But don't trust the laws you see on Facebook, people. It's probably
Jesus.
Nah, that ass. They had to rob us one last time. No bullshit. Craziness, man. Craziness. But yeah, it's been a crazy day, man. So let's get ahead and get it popping, man. Before we get into the carousel, because I love getting on the carousel. Let's jump into the NFL free agency. Does that have some type of connotation that I don't know about? Hold on, let me do my Googles. But in the meantime, let's talk about NFL free agency. I don't know. We're gonna look that up. But NFL free agency, big day, man. Big signings, big trades. So let's get into it, man, real quickly. What do you think has been the biggest signing, biggest splash, team that's been getting into it? Whatever you feel like you want to get on your soapbox about NFL free agency. Rome, I'm gonna start with you.
Man, the biggest surprise today for me had to be Darren Waller going to the Giants. I didn't see that one coming. It kind of came out of left field. I like the move, though. I can't lie. The Giants traded Tony a while back to the Chiefs for a third-round pick, flipped that third-round pick, and got Darren Waller. Time will tell how it'll work with him in New York, but, I mean, I think it's a good move. I can't hate on that move. Another big move that we saw was Stephon Gilmore to the Cowboys. I thought that was a bit of a reach, personally. I'm interested to see everybody's opinion on that. But me personally, man, in a draft where you could pick a starting corner with your eyes closed, and then they go for an aging Stephon Gilmore, I mean, it's not a terrible move, but you traded away picks, and there's going to be a ton of good corners in this draft, as we all know. So I think that was a bit of a reach.
Wait, hold up, bro. I'm gonna need you to back off this Stephon Gilmore hate train that you just went on randomly, dog. Like, where did that
Not a
come
hate
from,
train.
bro?
It's not a. It's
Bro,
not a
they
hate
traded
train.
a 6th-round pick. What was it? What was the trade? It was like a 5th and a 6th or something.
I think it was like a 3rd and a 5th or something like that. I'll look it up.
For Stephon Gilmore, bro. Like, what are we talking about? That's a great trade, bro. I mean, I don't even like the Cowboys, but I mean,
so is he their number one corner or Diggs?
Who cares, bro? Who cares?
I think it matters.
Receivers. Everybody got 2 good receivers now. If they fighting over who's number one corner, man. But you're right. I feel you. He might be. I think he's better than Diggs right now. I'd say. I think Stephon Gilmore's top 5. I don't put Diggs in that top 5 personally, but to me that's a great trade, bro. I don't see how it's not. I don't see how it doesn't work out. Especially it's really just seems like a year. I think the Cowboys are about to pull a move like the Eagles pulled last year. I think they about to put all their chips in.
Okay.
I mean, I can see the Cowboys doing that. They probably need to do that while they still can. And that honestly, that's what getting Gilmore is. That's the kind of move that getting Stephon Gilmore is. It's an all chips in move. I just think it's a little questionable when you could go for another young great corner in the draft. But we'll see how that one works out.
They spent a 5th round pick to do it though. They spent a 5th round pick to do it. So like you're not.
But you're definitely
low capital.
You're not going to get a corner in the 5th round that good. And
but you're definitely not drafting one though. You're definitely not drafting one in the 1st round now either. After you just went out and got Stephon Gilmore, so that tells me that definitely.
Too. But that's also they just got a sure thing, bro. And give me a sure thing over, a possible all day. Y'all play spades
every day.
You say 2 in a possible. That possible is the draft pick. That possible is a draft pick. But that 2, that's Stephon Gilmore, bro. Give me the 2 before I take the possible, man. That's all I'm saying. I see I don't got no spades players in the house tonight, man.
It's 2 in a pump. It's 2 in a pump. But I wouldn't. Oh shit!
I don't know.
Man, I love all season so much.
Raises the level of that defense. I'm gonna give that. If I had to grade that acquisition, I would give that an A. What do you give it, Ron?
C.
C+.
C+.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
What the hell do you give an A to?
I don't know, Rome, with corners that in the 5th round that you've been picking that are some real quality starters. I mean, this draft might be good. It's not that good. 5th round draft pick, man. For a quality, you could argue. Just arguing if this guy was the number 1 corner. Pretty good value pick.
I still do love Gilmore. It's no switching up on that or nothing like that. If you're telling me the scenario that Bryce just described, where you're saying they're going to put all their chips in and go for broke this season, then that makes sense on why you get a corner like a Stephon Gilmore, especially I just think it's the kind of move that you make a big splash for this 1 year, 2 years, maybe max. And by doing that, you pass up on your long-term future. But I mean, what do I know? I'm just a Commanders fan who saw them sign guys like Deion Sanders and pass up on drafting good corners. But just speaking from experience, that's all.
No, I feel you from that angle.
I respect Ron's decision on this as well with a C+. He's being nice because you just traded a 5th round pick for 1 year. That 5th round, you grab yourself a gem in the 5th round. Look at Seattle last year. Seattle defense basically a bunch of late round picks, and that defense came to play this year.
Okay, but like, bro, what are the chances?
And Gilmore had 2 interceptions in the last 2 years.
All right, look at your team's last 5 5th round picks, okay, and then get back to me and tell me if you'd rather have Stephon Gilmore. All right, look at your team's everybody watching. Look at your team's last 5 5th round picks. And you tell me if you'd rather have Stephon Gilmore, bro. And maybe there's one guy on the list, if you get lucky, that you would rather have over Stephon Gilmore.
Micah McFadden for the Giants.
That's fine with me. I'll hold on to him. Gilmore ain't the same.
What'd you say, Scrub?
Their 5th round last year was Micah McFadden.
Who the heck? I ain't even gonna disrespect.
I don't even know who the hell that is.
I'm sure he worked hard to be a 5th round pick, but a Giants fan down below just said he don't know who the hell that is, and he's supposed to be a Giants fan. So you telling me you rather have Michael McFadden over Stephon Gilmore? You're crazy. You're crazy.
We won games last year.
Yeah,
It
go
don't
ahead,
matter.
whatever, bro. I don't want to hear that, bro. I don't want to hear none of that. We won
You
games.
you guys acting
Y'all ain't
like
win no
Gilmore the same
games. Y'all
Gilmore
was one
guy.
game above 500. Y'all ain't win. We won
We won
games.
games. We won games. Look. We beat y'all when it matters. It don't even matter.
Congrats, a low bar. It's a very low bar.
Hey, but it's a low-hanging fruit that counts. Look, I got to
Hey,
pick it.
so there's rumors going around too that the Cowboys were looking at getting Slay and that the price was a little bit higher. So I'll even raise my grade for this to a B, because if you were looking at another guy and you found a similar type corner for a lower price, then that makes the deal a little bit sweeter. But
Wait, I'd
I think we got
rather
to see
pay
how
up
this
for
plays out.
Slay.
Man, B, we ain't saying that there's no. I'm not saying that there's no good fifth rounders, bro. How about this? Now, B, list the last 5 years of fifth rounders. Yeah, y'all hit on Hufanga, right? Who was a fifth rounder before him and before him and before him and before him? That's what I want to know.
Yo,
you might get
Michael
one every
McFadden,
5 years.
Michael McFadden actually does start for the Giants. He's their starting.
I was about to say he's their starting
He's
corner,
their starting. He's a starting inside linebacker.
he's not good though.
All right,
he's not
hey,
good.
Give me Stephon Gilmore, dog.
Nah, you got.
But isn't Slay a free agent? So why wouldn't you just pay him?
No, Slay's not a free agent.
Slay's not.
I thought he was let go.
Nah, he's a free agent. They told him they gave him permission to seek trades. But
because you guys just signed Bradbury.
Okay. Hey, I got a question, B. I hope my man B still watching. Does Colton McKivitz ring a bell?
Yo, name me.
I don't know who Colton McKivitz is. Never heard of him. All right, man. Hey, who's the next big free agent that we need to discuss? Though?
I mean, I don't know if we're going one by one or nothing like that, but
Austin Eckler, though.
Let's get it.
Oh, damn.
I mean, that's a lot, bro.
Yeah, what do y'all think about Garoppolo?
Just the big names. Let's get it, man. Not every
Garoppolo.
Garoppolo to the Raiders, and the Raiders said the word from the Raiders organization is that Garoppolo fits the culture more than a guy like Derek Carr, which I thought was interesting. Because, listening to Coach Prime's comments on QBs a while back, you would think you'd want your guy a certain way, not necessarily the guy that dates porn stars. But I'm interested to get everybody's opinion on that, too. What do you think about your man Carr or Garoppolo going to L.A. or to Las Vegas and how they say he's a better culture fit?
Well, I mean, I'll go ahead and jump in on that. I mean, I think it's obvious why. I mean, Josh McDaniels is the coach, man. He ran the system. He has a system. That's all he knows. That's his calling card, is that system. He's going down with that system. That's what he's doing. He said, I'm going down with my guys. So he went and got Jimmy G. He got a system guy. He's a system guy. He got another system guy. That's how it goes. They don't like David Carr because he's not their guy. He's not their system guy. Plus, he also threw a lot of crucial turnovers. And I'm sure Josh McDaniels is not like that. Jimmy G is probably not going to cost you those turnovers, but maybe he's not technically a better quality player. I don't know, depending on how you look at it. But I do think he is a better fit because Josh McDaniels is the coach. Now, is everyone pissed off? The players don't seem to like it? Yeah, that seems to be the case. You better get some more system guys because Devontae Adams doesn't seem to be too happy over there. And seems like they're like blowing the shit up. So hope the system works. But I do think if they're riding with the system, this is a great choice.
Yeah, I like that explanation though, bro, because from everything that I've gathered, like Bill Belichick kind of runs his ship where it's like nobody's above reproach, right? Like anybody can be, you know what I mean? You can talk shit. The coach, the top man can talk shit about anybody, right? And it doesn't matter if you're the top quarterback, doesn't matter if you're the top receiver, doesn't matter if you're the top offensive coordinator. Like it's a hierarchy, and whoever's higher than you on the hierarchy can talk to you how they need to talk to you to try to get their point across, right? And I think from what I've heard, when Josh McDaniel got to Las Vegas, he brought that same energy. And Derek Carr, from what I heard, wasn't used to that type of energy, bro. He wasn't used to getting called out on that level in the meetings. He wasn't used to being told that, his shit stank too, right? And that is what they mean, I think, by culture. I don't think they mean like the intricacies of culture per se, like when it comes to like the character of a person. But I think they mean more of like the personality side. Like, how are you going to respond if someone cusses you out? Because there's some players where if you cuss them out, it motivates them. There's some players, if you cuss them out, they feel offended. You know what I mean? Kind of like with the LaShawn McCoy, Eric Bieniemy situation, right? And I think that's probably what happened there in Las Vegas. At least a little bit of that. What other part of culture could they have outside of the fact that it's the New England culture that he's trying to bring to Las Vegas?
Correct.
Word.
Rome, what's your thoughts on this?
Great. That was a great explanation. I mean, I like Jimmy G going to the Raiders for the simple fact of, like you said, Scruff, the system. He fits what Josh McDaniels wants to do and all that. And what Bryce said makes a ton of sense too. He's already been coached by Josh McDaniels. Josh McDaniels knows how to coach Jimmy. He knows Jimmy can handle his style of coaching and all that. But I don't think it's going to amount to very many wins for the Raiders in the long run. So I'd even go as far as to say is Derek Carr is probably going to be the winner in the situation. I think him and his squad will have more W's in 2023 than the Raiders. So I'm glad it's a good fit. I'm glad everyone's going to get along. But I still think the fans are going to be unhappy at the end of the day.
G, final thoughts on Jimmy G to the Raiders.
It sounds like this is the Patriots of the West, and it's going to be another failed branch of the Bill Belichick because no one wants to take their approach. They want to take the Bill Belichick approach, and there's only one Bill Belichick, and that's why this shit's about to just hit the fan pretty soon for the Raiders. They just gave us they just gave us Waller for like with a freak with just a cookie. We didn't give him nothing much. But top five, a third rounder. Ooh, what they do for his top 5 tight end? I am not mad.
You just said you take a 5th rounder for Gilmore.
I wouldn't even take a 5th. I would have given up an 8th rounder for Gilmore. I'm giving up no 5th.
All right, fair enough. I think the 8th round's undrafted, but just
exactly.
But yeah, so let's go ahead and get back into free agency, man. Instead of talking about a big signing, I'm talking about a team that made a big splash. I'm talking about the Chicago Bears, man. Because Chicago Bears made a big splash. A couple big splashes, man. They made a trade, got the number 1 pick, shipped it for the 9th pick, all right, 9th pick, and then they picked up a 1st rounder. I think two first rounders. I don't know. They picked up some draft capital, multiple 1st round picks, and the 2nd rounder and some futures and shit. And they picked up DJ Moore. Oh, yeah, that's what it was. Signed Tremaine Edmonds, TJ Edwards, Nate Davis, DeMarcus Walker. There's some solid additions here. So are the Bears poised for a run? What do you think about the additions that the Bears have made to build around Justin Fields? Bryce, I'm going to start with you.
Man, I ain't going to lie, bro. The Bears, to me, are doing what I feel like a lot of teams don't do with their young quarterback. I love what the Bears are doing right now, bro. Like, I mean, first of all, shout out to their GM. Ryan Pace came from Kansas City. So he's seen a damn near dynasty be built. Speaking of dynasty, B dropped their 5th. Okay, y'all are the outlier, bro. Damn. That's a hell of a 5th round lineup. I ain't gonna lie. Niners going crazy in the 5th. But most teams cannot.
They got Greenlaw in the 5th. Wow.
Yeah, they going crazy in the 5th.
But you want Gilmore. But you want Gilmore. But you want Gilmore.
Bro, I guarantee you the Giants aren't doing that.
And y'all ain't doing that. The Commanders are definitely not doing that. So you would take all that.
Definitely not. No, absolutely. But are the Bears poised for a run? I can't go that far yet. I think that defense still has some improvements to be made. There were some stars that stepped up in the absence of Roquan Smith. But or I should say budding stars. But Roquan Smith's still going to be a big loss that they got to adjust to. I think that even David Montgomery leaving, man, like Khalil Herbert stepping up, I think he can do it, but that's a big loss. I I'd like to see them add maybe a little more firepower to that offense. Maybe one more big piece, maybe one big time running back. If they can get like a Bijan Robinson in that first round or something like that, I think that could go a long way to helping Justin Fields. But they're clearly a team that wants to put their young quarterback in a good position to win. And I like that. I like to see that, man. Instead of like just making a young quarterback suffer like some teams have done in the past. Support them, give them every opportunity. And it looks like that's what they're going to do to Justin Fields, especially considering, guys, that a couple of weeks ago people were talking about them trading out of that, trading Justin Fields, right? And drafting Bryce Young with the first pick, or drafting Anthony Richardson, or name that first round quarterback. So like, shout out to them for sticking to their guns with the guy that they drafted.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that was ever truly going to happen, but you make a good point, Bryce. You make a compelling argument there. That's correct. The Bears still have Carolina's 2024 pick, and we'll talk a little bit about Carolina as well in a second here. Carolina did make some signings as well. They did sign Andy Dalton, which is indicative potentially of maybe who they will draft. I don't know, but he definitely fits the mold of a quarterback. That could potentially be there for a rookie. So before we can talk about that, let's talk about Sam Darnold real quick. I know Rome loves a good hill to stand on. So let's go ahead and bring up Sam Darnold, because he's been standing on that hill for a minute. That Sam Darnold's pretty decent. The history books show. Yeah, we think Rome seems to think he's all right. He's been propaganda for Sam Darnold for quite some time. But he's not on the Niners now. I guess he's a holdover situation, maybe a starter until Brock Purdy comes back, or Trey Lance. I don't know what the hell they're doing over there. What do you make of the 49ers situation right now? They did just sign Javon Hargrave. That's a big loss for the Eagles on the defensive line. Javon Hargrave is a block stopper. Definitely a very good defensive lineman now with an already stacked defense. So what's to make of the 49ers and what they're doing? Let's talk about the defense, talk about the quarterback situation. Let's just talk about it. T's not here. So I'm going to start with you.
Honestly, I think the 49ers have been relatively quiet for this free agency. They haven't done too many big splashy things, which is probably smart because they got a solid team already. That trade for CMC during the season was a pretty big move. As far as Sam Darnold, man, I think it's a legitimate backup QB for the 49ers. I think if it doesn't work with Purdy, or for some reason you trade away from Lance, Sam Darnold's a guy who could easily come in and run a Kyle Shanahan system. It's a smooth fit, but I mean, I'm gonna let the other guys get into it. But the Sam Darnold hill, there's a new hill, there's a new Sam hill that I'm standing on, and it's actually the Sam Howell hill. I believe Bryce is on this hill with me, and pretty soon it's gonna become the 5th round pick hill, because this whole 5th round pick thing got me thinking, Bryce. I just looked up some of the Commanders' 5th round picks, and 5th round picks ain't that bad, bruh. It ain't that bad. We got Cole Holcomb in the 5th round. He's not Greenlaw, but he ain't that bad. Sam Howell was in the 5th round. You look at some of these 5th round picks. I think the 5th round might be the lucky round.
No. Bryce won Gilmore. He don't care about none of that extra
for Gilmore right now. They would have called me what? Shit, I might trade a 4th rounder for Gilmore, real, but definitely a 5th rounder, for damn sure. But man, I do think the Niners, they got some interesting. They in an interesting predicament right now, bro. Like, I don't think there's not too many more interesting situations in the league than the Niners right now. I mean, you got a quarterback that looked like he might be the guy who just freshly, now he's hurt. You got another quarterback, 1st round pick, who you want to believe in, you know what I mean? But he still has to prove something. And now you bring in Sam Darnold, and it's like, for what? Like, what are we bringing in Sam Darnold? Is Sam Darnold going to compete for the job? And that's the thing I don't know. Like, is the job Trey Lance's? Like, it's some gray areas to me with the Niners and their quarterback job that I'm like, I'm wondering. I know the Shanahans loved Sam Darnold coming out of college, because at that time, I believe that was probably what year did he come out, man? I know for a fact they liked him, and he's their type of quarterback, bro. Bootleg guy, he can throw on the move. But damn, bro, are we gonna end up seeing a Trey Lance, Sam Darnold quarterback competition, bro?
Doubtful.
Well, I mean, Trey Lance hasn't shown Trey Lance hasn't shown much, but we know he's talented. Sam Darnold hasn't been that great, but he's been competent. You know what I mean? So, like, that does drive the bar up for the quarterback position. And, I mean, the 49ers have had a lot of injuries, and you do need bodies around because they were talking about putting Christian McCaffrey at quarterback during the playoff game. So, you know, they do need bodies.
Yeah. I
mean, hey, just remember what Kyle did with Kirk Cousins. I'm not saying Sam Darnold is all that. I'm just saying I see it. I see what Kyle sees, and if Sam Darnold gets a chance to play,
you traded Kirk Cousins to me for Sam Darnold. Let the history book show.
Yeah, I saw a younger Kirk. He just didn't get the right situation. Kirk fell into the right situation, and I feel like this
could be. It, bro. Stop with that. Kirk is a dog, bro. Kirk is a dog. Sam Darnold is not Kirk Cousins. He's not a younger Kirk. Sam Darnold is one of those guys that's living off of a name still. And for some reason, wrong, that name still rings bells for you.
If Sam Darnold gets a shot with the 49ers, I'm telling you he's going to play well. I'm telling you right now.
Come on, dog.
I'm telling you right now. Don't let it happen. If Trey Lance gets traded away, Brock Purdy's not ready, Sam Darnold can take the 49ers place.
That boy Rome's going to be dropping every Sam Darnold preseason highlight. Like, I told y'all he nice. As soon as that man throw a bomb.
I'm telling you.
Throw a bomb, bro.
Yo, I will tell you this, though. Bro, I will tell you this.
Because, look, I'll tell you this, Rome. I'll be willing to bet you this. He will get his shot with the 49ers. Remember the good mister told you this, bro. Sam Darnold will get a shot. So we're going to get to see if you're right or wrong, Rome. We're going to see if Sam Darnold lives up to the hype.
If he gets the shot, I think he keeps the job. But I think
oh my God.
I think Trey Lance. I don't think he's gonna get a shot. Bro.
He said this shit live.
If he gets a shot, he's gonna keep the job. But I don't think he's gonna get. Like, I think it's gonna be a situation where Trey Lance is gonna be given every opportunity to be the quarterback, and unless he fails, which I don't think he will, then it'll be Brock Purdy. So then it would be Sam Darnold after that. So I don't believe Sam Darnold is gonna get some magical shot at being the number one QB on this little deal that he just got. They're not even paying him big money.
If he does get a shot, you're predicting he's going to run with it. He's going to run with it.
If he gets a shot in San Francisco, not franchise quarterback, not franchise quarterback.
On the moon, I want to sell you, man.
Not franchise quarterback. I said he could take them far.
He said this moon I want to sell.
Because I will say this though, bro. Coming out of college, bro, I thought Sam Darnold was a can't miss, bro. I really did. I thought he was gonna be that dude, bro. I thought that was a no-brainer quarterback pick, bro. So I see what I do see the. It's not like he's not mobile still. He hasn't had any crazy injuries, right? Like, he still moves well. I mean, maybe it is a situation thing with Sam Darnold, bro. Like, because he's got the skill set, dog. I will say that he's got the skill set. He's got.
Hey, he got drafted to a franchise where quarterbacks go to die. And we can segue into this next quarterback who should go into retirement before he goes to New York or New Jersey, wherever the hell the Jets play, before he goes there and kills his career like every quarterback before him. But, you know, the Jets are just a quarterback graveyard.
Man, I'll tell you what, man, and we said this in the group chat, and I'm going to say it again. Man, when Rome find a good hill, and he gonna stand on it, he's not going to leave. That's one thing. The two things is
the Jets ruined Sam Darnold. That's
when he digging them heels. When he digging them heels in on said hill, he digging them shits all the way.
You remember it? You know how Rome digs heels in. Remember in Game of Thrones when Hodor was holding the door, bro? He was just holding the door. Rome be holding that door, bro.
Hold the door.
Like, nah, bro. Shit is facts. But
hold the door.
I'll say this though: if Rome's prediction is correct, I gotta give it to him, bro. That's a hell of a. That'd be a hell of a call. Sam Darnold, the next franchise quarterback for the Niners, if he gets a shot. That'd be a hell of a call.
What's the number?
He said Phasma.
Wait,
Hold up. Sam's
you
only
see,
injury was phasmophobia.
he was seeing ghosts.
Oh
But
yeah,
that's
he
what
was.
that's what happens when you play for gangrene. You
But
start
like
seeing
when I
things
heard
in the
that, that's
air.
when I officially was like, never gonna feel the way Rome feels about Sam Darnold ever again. When I heard he was saying ghosts, I was like, okay, I'm done with Sam Darnold. So I'm like, bro, what you mean you saying ghosts, bro? That don't sound like. What are you on, bro?
Sounds like you playing for the Jets.
Damn.
That's worse than the Carson Wentz shit. Almost like at least Carson was saying the right things. I know I'm believing myself. It's God's plan. You know.
Yeah, Carson was seeing spirits, all right.
Well, hey,
Oh
let's
All
let's
shit.
right.
let's let's keep it on quarterbacks, man. Let's move into these quarterbacks that got big decisions looming that still haven't made no decisions, man. The quarterback carousel, as we refer to it as, man. Hey, one that's been getting a lot of talk is the bull, Aaron Rodgers. My man came out the darkness retreat and just acting like a diva, man. I don't know. Let me ask. Do y'all think Aaron Rodgers is acting like a diva right now?
Super diva.
So he got traded to the Jets, right? And he never confirmed whether he's
No,
going to
not
accept
yet.
that
Not
trade, right?
no. He hasn't got traded yet. He doesn't got traded yet officially.
Exactly. So the Jets and Green Bay did the deal, but they're just waiting for Aaron Rodgers'
He's
approval.
he's in talks with the Jets.
They're kissing his one Super Bowl ring right now, is what they're doing. Aaron Rodgers gave him a nice little grocery list, said, I would like to play with these guys. Can you please sign them? So far, they have signed Lazard. I
They
saw
did
that
sign
a few
Alan
hours
Lazard
ago.
to a 3 year
So
deal. Actually,
that could be a sign. Maybe tomorrow on the Pat McAfee show, Aaron Rodgers will announce that he's going to Gang
yeah.
Green. But I think
Aaron
this whole
Rodgers
thing
will
is,
appear on the Pat McAfee show tomorrow. No free promo. Somewhere I don't forget what time. He gonna appear tomorrow though.
yeah,
Sounds like a decision. We was in the group chat talking about this shit earlier today. And G, I know you don't keep up with the text, although you do steal topics from the text. But
Like
that's
what? Like
from last
what?
week. Never mind.
Like what?
We're not gonna go. We're not gonna get into it. But yeah, so we are
Yeah,
getting spicy about
all
that,
right,
John.
Diva.
We was getting spicy about that, John, in the chat. Talking about that, John, Aaron Rodgers, man, the way he handling the decision, and I don't have a problem with the way he's handling the decision because I think he earned that. But I think he's moving just like many others. But Rome seems to have gotten rather upset about this particular. Now all of a sudden he's making a stand against divas. Now all of a sudden he don't like divas. You know, this man, oh yeah, AB crazy. He a wild boy. I love AB. Yeah, whatever, you know. I'm pretty sure you love John Moran too. Yeah, you love LeBron James. LeBron James, the greatest sportsman athlete. He's such a classy man. Didn't LeBron James not do the same thing as this? This is literally the same thing. This is literally out of his playbook. He's setting up his mans in a positive way. LeBron is the king of that. He's
Pause.
controlling the roster of whatever, man.
yeah.
He's controlling the
AB,
roster.
wow, bro.
He's building the team. He's playing GM. LeBron has did that too. And you know what I'm saying? And now he's making a decision. Literally, LeBron did this this entire shit right here. The only difference is, Aaron Rodgers is getting a whole bunch of diva shit, and LeBron, he's the greatest athlete. He handles himself. He's better than Jordan in the way he carries himself. You know what I'm saying? I just want to speak to this double standard. Leave this man Aaron Rodgers alone. So what? He likes to get high off mushrooms. Leave him alone. That's how he makes his decisions. That's fine with me.
Yo, so what we just heard from Scruff, those beginning takes of LeBron's so classy and this and all, like those takes are completely made up. He just pulled them out the air like a Bluetooth speaker. Like I had said none of that. When LeBron made his decision, I clowned him. Fun fact, I was never even a LeBron guy before he went to LA. That whole decision, we gonna win 4, 5, 6, 7, that was clown stuff to me, buffoonish. All the NBA players, all of them, when they do it, KD, I don't respect that. I don't enjoy seeing everyone team up and do this, that, and the third. Bryce is the one who says power to the players and let them go crazy and run the league and you know what I mean, shift things this and that way. That's not me. So my take on it is it's all diva decisions. It's all diva behavior. The only divas I enjoy watching play sports are the DC Divas, the ladies football team. Shout out to them. So you know what I mean. Like as far as what Aaron Rodgers is doing, unless he's gonna go suit up with those ladies, I think it's all ridiculous, completely ridiculous to get on your homie's TV or YouTube show or whatever and make this announcement. You got the Jets just waiting in limbo. What are the Jets really doing right now? They're waiting for Aaron Rodgers to say yes publicly. Like they already know what's going on behind closed doors, or at least I hope they do. Because if they don't, then the Jets front office is even more foolish than we think. But if you're really sitting there on hold for one player, that tells me this: you think that one player will get you a championship in the next 2 to 3 years. So if Aaron Rodgers does not deliver a championship to the New York Jets in the next 2 to 3 years, what was this for? A division win? A couple playoff
See,
appearances? Like what are you really getting out of this? Because when
here's
you
what you
when you when
don't.
you do when you do get a player like LeBron James or when Kevin Durant does something like this, those guys are normally in the finals. So
But
if
here's
we're putting Aaron Rodgers on that type of status, then I need the Jets to surpass the Bills. I need the Jets to surpass the Dolphins, the Chiefs, and the entire AFC. This can't just be some Aaron Rodgers brought us a division win.
so so here's what you don't. Here's what you don't understand though. Perception is not reality, bro. Because you don't know, young Rome 22, just because you don't fucking know that Aaron Rodgers already made a decision, that doesn't mean that hasn't been already made. He might have already told the Jets that this is what needs to, whatever. They're doing what they got to do. All right, that's one. Two, when it comes to quality, sometimes I mean, I'm gonna equate this to like dating. You equated it to dating a few weeks ago. I watched y'all show talk about Aaron Rodgers, David Carr, Derek Carr rather. And you said you would have took Derek Carr. You dating, you take him out, and you didn't even get, but all that proposition stuff you was talking about. Aaron Rodgers is the same thing, man. The real bad junk, the real quality never hits the market. It's always off the market as soon as it's off the market. It's already spoken for before it goes off the market. That's where the real quality's at. Sometimes, you ever notice that?
Hey, bro, it's already spoken for, bro.
It's already spoken for as soon as it gets off the market because it's already something lined up. That's the facts. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. When you have and don't
Scruff.
And the third thing I have to say, one more thing.
Okay.
Don't confuse having cachet with being a diva. What Aaron Rodgers doing is exercising his cachet.
Man got cachet, huh?
Bro, based off everything you just said, Aaron Rodgers is exactly what I said, a super diva. So you're telling me that the deal's already done. The Jets know what they need to know. The Packers know what they need to know. Rodgers knows what he needs to know. And what is he doing? Putting on a show. He's putting on makeup. He's getting cute. He's going on a Pat McAfee show, all to make his big decision. That is diva behavior. That's not indicative of a big sports, athlete and all that. That is some look at me stuff. That is some I'm Aaron Rodgers. I'm on Jeopardy. That's some I'm going to be a TV star after this. That's some I like to go in the darkness retreat and tell everybody about it. It's going to be big publications of what I'm doing. Like stop, bruh. It's all me. And if he doesn't get a championship in 3 years, it's all for naught. And yes, I'm holding him to a higher standard than Kirk Cousins because Aaron Rodgers has way more talent than Kirk Cousins has ever had. Aaron Rodgers has been put on a pedestal that Kirk Cousins will never be put on. So therefore, that with great powers comes great responsibility. And damn it, Aaron Rodgers needs to win a damn chip.
All right, well, respect. Wow. I mean,
Rome, that was passionate. I like it.
But has he not done that before? Is he not one of the best quarterbacks in the game? Has he not played at a high level? Was he not? Did he not just win? If they were doing this,
if they were doing this in 2012, 2013, that would have made sense. We're in the year 2023.
Is he more or less not the only reason? More or less that the Packers have been competitive and really in the mix for the last couple of years. Shit. You take Aaron Rodgers and you put him on.
How competitive have they been? Division round competitive?
They've been in the playoffs.
That's about as far as they've gone. They weren't in the playoffs this last year.
Hey, didn't Aaron Rodgers in the Super Bowl?
In 2011,
Can I
bro.
answer both of these questions, bro?
I was
Y'all
just
acting
allowed
real
in the
country
bar.
on this right now.
I was just allowed in the bar when Rodgers started winning when he won his one Super Bowl.
Okay.
Eli got 2.
Now I got 2 kids. My kids ain't never
Yeah, but
seen Aaron Rodgers win a Super Bowl.
They ain't giving that man no weapons. They wasn't trying to let him use his cachet. Same shit
Okay,
happened with
well,
Brady.
he gave the Jets a list. They're abiding by the list. So once he gets to New York, the clock is ticking. The clock is ticking.
That's what happens when you use your cachet, bro. And he wasn't getting that in Green Bay. That's why he trying to leave, bro. And that's why this is like the same shit, like the same metaphor I said about what I said.
He's trying to leave. He just
if the needs aren't being satisfied,
like a year or 2 ago.
they're gonna get satisfied elsewhere, bro. When you have cachet.
That's a good point there.
Yeah, that's diva behavior. Yeah, because when divas have assets, they can make decisions that other women can't. I get it.
And Aaron Rodgers got some assets that's not very much that you would. We talking about Sam Darnold. You talking about Sam Darnold? You literally got on this show and you was talking about Sam Darnold in some type of high fashion.
High mid.
Some type of high fashion where they have the nerve to talk to me about Aaron Rodgers? Because we're talking about talent, we're talking about quality. Aaron Rodgers and Sam Darnold can't even stand on the same field as Aaron Rodgers.
No argument there. But Sam Darnold also didn't say, "Oh, let me pull up to my homie's YouTube show."
The cachet, Rome. He had the cachet. The only cachet he's living on is that he was a first-round pick, and he's working the fuck out of that shit for a contract. Otherwise, he'd be working at Home Depot.
Y'all disrespectful as fuck.
Disrespectful. Not even the XFL, damn. All right, well, let's keep pushing, man. We had good Sam Darnold talk. Now, G, I got
probably the XFL, and Rome will be on his ass in the XFL. Because the last thing about Rome is that man will watch him any quality level of football, and he will commentate about that shit.
All right, hey, we're moving on, man. We're moving on. Shout out to the XFL. Them Defenders games been lit. Moving on to let's get off this Aaron Rodgers, man. I don't know. Something about Aaron Rodgers, one of them guys, man. Something about him, man. He said, what did he say? Did Rome just call Aaron Rodgers?
Rick's killing me right now.
What the hell is this Aaron Rodgers thing still up? Okay, so let's keep it pushing, man. Next quarterback with a big decision looming. If they ever give him the decision to make, will be Lamar Jackson. G, I want to hear what you think about this, G. Lamar Jackson, man. Does he deserve the full guaranteed bag, bro? Are the Ravens going to keep playing this game?
So
is
what's
Lamar
full guaranteed? What is
shit on information on Twitter? How are we feeling?
What does he want? What is it a month that he want for full guarantee?
Man, he won over 200. I know that for sure.
It's unclear. He ain't
205. I do 205. 205 guarantee. I can do that. No, 230. I can't do that. You tripping for
That's
that 230?
Only 25 more mil. What you mean? Why you can do 205? You can't do 230?
Because how much am I gonna be giving him per year then?
Depends how many years. He's looking at getting over 50 a year though, probably 55, 56 range.
All right, so then you strap me with this with a salary cap, right? I can give him 205. I give him 205. We can do 205. I can do 205. Anything above 205, and that's just me covering his taxes. That's why I'm saying 205. I'm trying to cover some taxes.
So what you saying? 205 over 4 years?
205 over 5. I'm gonna want that extra year just in case he gets hurt.
Come on, man. You can't give him 205 over 5.
You gotta give me 205 over 5. What are we talking about?
$41 million a year.
How much?
What's that? What's 205 over 5 years?
Yeah, that's 41.
41 million a year.
G based his entire logic off some math that he don't even know the equation to. So, like, what are we talking about here, bro?
It's enough that I'm paying his taxes.
G's fudging the numbers right now? Are you telling me G's
You just said, well, he talking on his ass.
Give me 5. Give me 5. You gotta give me a 5.
I'll do 220, but only 205. What are you talking about?
I'll do 205. I can't do 230, but I can do 205.
Yo, you sound crazy right now, bro.
No, I
And
can't.
this
I
is what I'm
can't.
saying, and that's my whole problem
do
with this
that.
entire situation. I was off when y'all was talking about this Lamar Jackson shit, and I'm tied up with this Lamar Jackson shit because I'll tell you what's really going on. It's some collusion is one.
We
These
said that all
motherfuckers is
that
playing.
show. You're not saying
I
nothing
already know.
different.
I'm add
That
to
was
it,
Bryce's
motherfucker.
biggest word, collusion. Every
I'm
other
gonna add
phrase,
to it. I'm gonna
collusion.
add to it.
Collusion. He said collusion.
I'm gonna
He
add to
dropped
it.
water. Collusion. I'm like, what?
Not
My
only
man
did they
Bryce, collusion.
Not only did they collude with the other owners in order to keep this brother down and make sure no one tagged them off the market. Second thing they did was they put out fake news. They fake newsed them. With their fucking media syndicates. Because that's what the fuck they do, man. That's the shit that they do. The systems, the powers that be, the big boys club. That's what the fuck they do. So what do
To
you
hit him
think,
with the
Lamar?
Omega
But
Razzle Dazzle?
yeah. Because
They
you
hit
know
him
what?
with the
And it's
Omega
bigger than
Razzle
that.
Dazzle?
Because Lamar not playing they game. He didn't hire an agent. He not playing the games with the institutional powers. That's someone's paycheck right there. At least he could have. I think he I think he would have been better off hiring an agent. I've said this before.
Wait,
I think he'd be better off hiring an agent.
No, see, this is
I don't think he would have been this deep in this situation if he had hired an agent.
But Scruff, this
I
is what
think
you
he
got to
would have had his
understand.
deal.
Scruff, that's a short-sighted view of everything to say he would be better off without an agent, right? Because I don't think he would be better off. I don't know if he'll be necessarily better off in the long term without an agent. Let's say this, right? If Lamar Jackson proves to be the guy that we think Lamar Jackson can be, the MVP in the playoffs, making Super Bowl runs guy that I believe he will be, right? That means he's going to get every single contract he needs. If they franchise him this year, he's going to ball out on that shit. He's going to have to get a deal eventually. He's going to end up, or they're going to have to franchise him again. It's going to be 3 times the amount of money. He's going to get his bag. If he's the guy I believe he is, he's going to get his bag. And if it's imminent that he's going to get his bag, guess what? He doesn't have to give somebody 5% ever. So it could all work out perfectly for Lamar. But what they're hoping is that it doesn't work out. Because if it doesn't work out, then they can say, hey, y'all need to follow the system. But if he bucks the system and this all works out, bro, the whole you have to have an agent thing gets thrown in the trash. And once that happens, hey, Rome, you said it earlier. What's the name of the movement?
Power to the players.
Yes, sir. Power to the players once the agent is removed, right? Because the thing an agent does, right? Here's the one thing Lamar would have had the opportunity to have if he had an agent. He would have had the opportunity to be educated, right? And not to say that he wasn't educated, but what an agent gets to do is they have different clients from all different teams. So although they're representing you, they have clients that are playing on the Bucks. They got clients that play on the Colts. They got clients that play everywhere. So they get to ask these other teams, hey, what do you think about Lamar? Although you play on the Ravens, they're already talking to these other teams too. So what they're already going to know is what your market looks like, right? They're going to know your market better than anybody because they have access to so many more teams. So that's the one thing that Lamar does miss out on is the information, right? But if you're not trying to split your pie and you know your pie is coming, bro, and you know your pie is coming and it ends up coming, then you made the right move to never get an agent. And I hope it proves that Lamar did make the right move, man. I really hope it does because these teams should be able to talk directly to players and whoever the player chooses. I don't care if it's your mama, your brother, whoever you decide to represent you. That's what those teams should deal with in good faith. And they don't do that with Lamar. It's a problem.
Hey, you know what is
the optics though, bro? It drives into the narrative. I'm sorry, Rome, but him pulling up to a meeting with his mother does not look forward. It makes him look like a little bit, and it paint him in.
It takes away from the good faith.
It adds to what they can paint the picture as is like, oh yeah, he's not qualified. He doesn't deserve this money. I don't know. I just don't.
Bro, but this is the thing. This is the thing, and this is why it's so stupid, bro. Lamar Jackson plays football, bro. Like, wait. So it ain't that much that goes in.
He's not an agent.
Hold on. No, listen. No, hold on. It ain't a whole bunch, bro. It ain't a whole bunch that has to go into a football contract. It ain't a whole bunch, bro.
Theoretically.
You don't got to be, hell no, not theoretically. Real life. You don't got to be as smart as you think you got to be. The agent isn't your agent because he's a smart guy. It's not the key, bro. But that's what they want y'all to think, bro. It's not a qualification thing. It's a connection thing. The agent works. That's why everybody got 4. That's why it's only 4 different agents. Everybody that got that's good got. Because it's a connection thing. It has nothing to do with qualified and all that, bro. You can know the law books back and forth. His mama's still not going to look qualified because she's not in the circles. And that's where it comes down to when we talk about starting to bug the system, which is why I hope this works out for Lamar Jackson, because you're going to see more and more players start to do it.
I think the only way that it works out for Lamar Jackson is if more and more players start to do it now and start to get on board, at the very least, with the fully guaranteed portion of the contracts, right? So I'm not saying that every player is just going to drop their agent, right? But what I'm saying is for Lamar to have any real shot, they need to go for the guaranteed money. And I'm talking about the Justin Herberts, the Joe Burrows, the guys that are literally about to be up for a similar type contract as Lamar. So if they're pushing for guaranteed money, that doesn't put Lamar on an island by himself. So I think, for Bryce's theory of the power to the players to really come together, the players got to start taking that power, not just player, but players. Because right now Lamar is on that island, and it's easier to collude against one man on an island. So it would be nice to see another player step up.
It's also about precedent, bro. Lamar, for other players that have negotiated their own deals, like Richard Sherman has, notably negotiated his own deal, right? Richard Sherman didn't negotiate his first deal or his second deal. He negotiated after several deals. He got a chance to learn, 1. 2, the market, the comps had already been set. It's like real estate market. You have comps. 3 comps that have closed within the territory. That's the max that you could sell your house for, at least in the state that I lived in. That's as far as the laws I know. But that's how it goes with this. So he has 1 comp, the Deshaun Watson. And that's the main comp that he going and resting on. And another thing, I'm gonna bring back to this other word, cachet. He don't got the cachet because he don't have the agent power, maybe a little bit. And he's also trying to do something that was unprecedented.
If he would have had an agent, the agent would have tried to make him sign the deal the Ravens already gave him, bro. The agent would have told him, listen, this is the best possible deal that you're going to be able to get. You know why? Because the teams would have told the agent, this is the best possible deal that he's going to be able to get. So guess who's in control of everything? If the team tells the agent, this is why I tried to explain it in the way where it's like, yo, the agent gets to talk to all the teams. So the agent gets to figure out the whole market, right? So that means who is setting the entire market the entire time? If that's the agents only can talk, they're talking to the teams. So that gives the teams the control on both sides. So they're playing both sides of the fence, making it seem like an agent really does something, when all the agent does is get the information from the teams themselves, which is why it's so easy for them to collude against a Lamar Jackson.
100%. But my only question to that is, how did Deshaun Watson's agent maneuver him into the contract that he maneuvered him into?
No,
because that's the big monkey wrench.
Listen, Rome. The Deshaun Watson thing was a rogue owner. Remember, there was reports that came out when this Deshaun Watson thing happened. The rest of the owners were pissed at the Cleveland Browns owner. They were pissed. But at the end of the day, like to Scruff's point, once you set a market, you set the market, bro. So Lamar Jackson's like, nah, bro. We know markets. Y'all can say everything y'all want to say about this agent stuff. Nah, markets don't change. Once they're set, bro. The market has been set by Deshaun Watson. Pay Lamar Jackson his money, because guess what, bro? Burrow's going to get that bread when it's his turn, bro. So stop playing with Lamar,
and so is Herbert. So is Herbert. They're both going to get paid.
And remember, it's not just the team that pays the player that sets the market. It's all the other teams, right? Because the agent's talking to figure it's all the teams are controlling everything, bro. They're controlling how much the market is. A rogue owner went crazy, and now they're trying to get things back in order. Well, y'all already bucked the order. It's over. Get this bag, Lamar.
It's just that neither.
Okay, bro.
I don't. So what is Lamar Jackson asking for now? Because if reports
Watson money, $253 guaranteed, bro.
That's what he's asking now.
I don't know that no one knows what he's asking for, but that's
because
what
reports came out. Reports came out that they understood that the Deshaun Watson contract was like out of the ordinary.
It's only out of the ordinary because they're trying to tell you that, bro.
But that's what he said. There's literally reports saying that they knew that all right, that was out of the ordinary. So
the only thing out of the ordinary,
Lamar Jackson says it's real, bro. They floating out like Scruff said, a whole lot of propaganda coming out about Lamar right now.
The only thing out of the ordinary is he wants fully guaranteed, like Deshaun Watson. He's come out and said that other numbers people said was cap, so nobody really knows the exact number. But the one thing that's been pretty consistent is he wants it fully guaranteed. And I think the only pushbacks teams really have to stand on is the injury. Because you could say, well, I don't want to fully guarantee it if you're only giving me 12 out of 17 games. But outside of that, it's nothing that nobody can really say.
Yeah. And Burrow done had an injury, done had season-ending injury. Herbert don't be getting injured like that, but
Herbert played through broken ribs, which is another reason why I know they're gonna give him his bag. But all the same, the best thing that can happen for Lamar's situation is these other quarterbacks push for as much guaranteed money as possible, if not fully guaranteed contracts. Because then you can point to it and say Lamar don't look that crazy. Lamar asking for what they asking for, and Lamar got MVPs, so and playoff wins. So then it don't look as wild. It won't be as out of the ordinary, so to speak.
I mean, his tweet suggested that he might have got an offer of 333 over 3 years, fully guaranteed. But I need an agent, he said. So I mean, I don't know what it's the thing about this is you're reading between the lines. Only Lamar Jackson and his mom and for agents from the free agent front office know what's really going on.
And 133 ain't bad
because the propaganda is definitely out here.
44 per
because he tweeted this off of a tweet.
So he trying to get that thing to two.
That's solid.
He probably want $50 million a year for 4 years guaranteed, bro, at least. And he commanded to G's point 205, but over 4 years, G, giving him $50 million. I think he deserves that, bro. No brainer.
I can't do 205.
I mean, if you giving Daniel Jones Daniel Jones getting like 40 something million. So how the hell did
no? Hold on, just for like 1 year. Just for like 1 year. No. This for like 1 year. You guys are acting like he was supposed to get it for all. No.
Russell Wilson getting 50 though.
133 over 3 years would have put Lamar Jackson below Patrick Mahomes, below Deshaun Watson, below Kyler Murray, below Russ, and below Rodgers. So, yeah, I agree with his tweet. You don't need an agent to pull out your phone calculator, do a quick little math, and look and see what everybody else is making. It took me like 30 seconds. So, I mean, power to the players, like Bryce said.
All right, man. Well, what y'all think, man? Y'all trying to move off this Lamar Jackson talk? I feel like we could talk about this one all night, fellas.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Hey, last one, man. I got to kick this one to Scruff, man, because I know this topic right here is on your heart, man. The MVP talk for the NBA, bro. What up, Scruff? Who you think should win it? I think I know your answer.
Luka?
Matter of fact, no. I promise I know your answer. Give me $100 if I get your answer right.
But that's not fair. I don't want to do that. But I mean, I will tell you that my answer is Joel Embiid, and I'll tell you why.
For the last 3 years,
the Sixers have the best records. The Sixers have had, and honestly, and that's part of my argument as well. But we'll get into that. So they've campaigned against my man. They're setting parameters against him. The propaganda police is out at the highest. I saw a tweet today that said that the NBA was changing the parameters for MVP, and they were going to have a minimum games plot that you have to play in order to qualify for MVP.
I love that,
and I think that's great too, because Joel Embiid lost the MVP based on the qualification that he didn't play enough games. He played in about 50 some odd games, and they say he didn't play enough games that season. I believe he should have won the MVP over Jokic. Jokic is about to be a 3-time MVP if he wins it again, which many have said he was the favorite. And he was the favorite for most of the season when his team had the best record. As of yesterday, 2 days ago, guess what, my friend? Joel Embiid and the 76ers have a better record than the Denver Nuggets, man. So if that's going to be your argument, don't have it with me because the stats don't back you. The Sixers have a better record. All right. Yes, Jokic has been playing great. I would argue that the triple-double is the most overrated stat in basketball. Yes, Jokic does make his teammates better, but the 76ers are a better basketball team. Joel Embiid should have won the MVP in the past. And you know what I'm saying? I think he's the MVP this season. And because, actually, I'll say this. He's on the verge of winning MVP, is what I'll say. I think if you look at only season, if it ended today, maybe Jokic might still win it. But I told y'all in the group chat, and I'll say it again on the air, the NBA is about two things. It's about the final 6 minutes of the game, and it's about the final 30-some-odd games of the season. So I don't give a fuck what you did in November, December, and January, respectfully, depending on where it leaves you in the standings. What I want to know is what you finish down the stretch and what you're going to do. And the MVP's a regular season award and all that good stuff. But if they have a better record than them, and if they end up overtaking the number one seed in the East, and I think, which seems like they have the best record in the NBA since James Harden returned. They're a very dangerous team. I think that he's on the verge of winning MVP. Therefore, he will win the MVP.
I can't disagree with that, Scruff. You stood on your soapbox and made a valid point, and it really comes down to what we talked about a few weeks ago. Can't remember who was on, but bro, like what's the qualifications for NBA MVP? I do like that they given some sort of like qualification to it now. You know what I'm saying? They're actually saying, okay, you at least have to play this many games because like who's to decide? Like, how are we deciding this, bro? I mean, obviously it's subjective, but at one point in time, there were criteria, and now it's just like, bro, whoever you feel like it. I like the criteria, the best player on the best team. You know what I'm saying? I do like that because technically, I mean, that would make you the most valuable by definition, right? If you are the best on the best team, without having to weigh it and being like, well, this guy's on the team without any good players, but he finished second. Nah, you're most valuable. You're the best on the best team. That's how they did it for years. But if Joel Embiid is able to get the Sixers to the best record in the league, I don't know how you can deny him MVP this season, especially with comparable numbers to Jokic. If he's better, he's on a better team, then it's his award, in my opinion. So we'll see which way they go with that. Hopefully they get it right. But there's still enough games left that it's not a done deal. And remember, I've said this for years. I felt like the new criteria. Remember, I said this, I think maybe last year, maybe 2 years ago, I started saying it. The new criteria for the MVP became the MVP moment. You had to have an MVP moment at some point in the season. It had to be a moment that everyone could look back at and remember, like, oh yeah, that's when that dude won MVP, right? And I haven't seen an MVP moment yet. I thought that Joel Embiid blocked.
What about the game winner? What about the game winner against Dame Lillard?
Yeah, that game winner was legit. I thought that block against who did he block? He blocked somebody against Ja Morant. I thought the block against Ja Morant was the closest thing to an MVP moment I saw this season, though. I will say that.
I thought for sure the Dame Lillard game winner was a moment.
Your man jumped up with Ja Morant and blocked it. I was like, that game winner was tough, though, no question. But and maybe that's two MVP moments right there, and I think that's what they judging off right now. So whoever has more MVP moments with 20 games left, I think wins this award.
Yeah,
well,
early down the stretch. Go ahead, Ron.
Earlier in the show, Scruff said, I dig my hills in and I die on these hills. Well, Scruff has been on this Embiid for MVP hill for years, right? So if anybody's digging their hills in and staying on the hill, it's definitely my man Scruff. But this year, I gotta say, I'm leaning on that hill with you right now, bro. Like I wasn't on the hill at first, but I'm walking up the hill now because personally, I would kind of like to see Giannis win it, but he's been out with the injury. And I mean, Jokic is having another crazy year, but it's like you guys just described, man. I don't even want to regurgitate it. Like best player, best record. If the Sixers end up with the best record, which it could very well happen, then I don't see how it could not be Joel Embiid. And personally, man, we talked about it, I think, either last show or 2 shows ago. I don't know if I want to see Jokic in that category of 3 straight MVPs because it was a small list. I know the list kept growing each time Scruff told us somebody else was on it, but it was still a pretty small list, if I recall. So I don't know if I'm really ready to put Jokic in that type of category. So yeah, Embiid.
It was basically safe to say the only players I listed were like top 25 all time type shit. You know, basically.
Nah, yeah, they were all easily a top 25 all time player.
All right, G. What's your thoughts on the MVP conversation? I will say this to take this lightly because I know you only look at.
Man, shut your ass up, man. It's all about shoulda, woulda, coulda with you with Embiid right now. He should have won it the year before. He should have won it that last year. And what we told you, that he ain't winning that shit. He ain't never gonna win shit. He never gonna beat shit. And that's what you about to get. It doesn't fucking matter. Sound like a jabroni crying. Yeah. Look at you catching a tantrum, you and me. Mommy, you hurt my feelings again. Hey, listen, man. I'm gonna say Jokic deserves to be MVP right now. What big man in your lifetime ever averaged a triple double? Tell me, kind sir. And let alone, you guys are not even technically are only up because they have one more loss than you guys.
Hey,
but technically, you guys don't have one more win than them. So what? My man was talking greasy, talking about, oh, we got a way better record. Yo, get the fuck out of here.
No, I didn't say way better. I said as of 2 days ago, we had a better record. Stress the brevity.
You know that hell with that bum up there.
It sounds like a tie to me, G.
It is a tie. If I know a tie, you know a tie. We know a tie.
You want to talk about triple doubles? Your man Ben Simmons used to get ton of those joints, and he about to be out.
No. Don't you ever talk about him being my man's pause. That's your man's pause. Don't tell me no shit like that. My man was over here loving him. We're never gonna let go of Ben Simmons sucking on his left titty until he went up to the Bronx. Now look at him in Brooklyn. He a whole bum. Still a bum. He ain't never gonna do something, ain't never gonna be, he a bum. Listen, man, I'm just happy that you guys are contenders. Let me just give you that much. I ain't gonna shit on your dream just yet. But listen, Embiid ain't about to win no MVP. Joker is about to win it for the third time. And then that's it. You be straight, my boy. It's just you Sixers fans just gotta live with it.
Well, I hope we do get the number 1 seed. Right now, we're 1 game back of the Celtics for the 2 seed, 3.5 games back of the Bucks for the 1 seed, and we do have a better record than anyone in the Western Conference. FYI.
And so does Boston, and so do the Bucks, but they don't see them fucking doing a ha-ha parade for that shit.
Well, actually, they have been doing a ha-ha parade, motherfucker, because Jason Tatum's been number 1. He's been in the MVP conversation all year.
No, he hasn't been. He fell off. He fell off after December. At mid-December, we weren't talking about old boy no more. Tatum? I wasn't talking about Tatum no more after December.
I mean, I feel it. But I mean, based on
it's literally the battle of the 3 bigs. It's Embiid, Joker, and Giannis.
Yeah, we shall see. I mean, we got the main stretch of the season ahead of us, and we're gonna see. NCAA tournament also popping off this week. We're gonna get a little bit more conversation about that as it approaches. I think it's about time for us to log off for the night, man.
My man mad. He wanna go home. He don't wanna talk no more.
Nah, I'm just reading the room. Something that all of us aren't good at doing. Gas Presents Sports for the Culture, man. Hit that subscribe button, man. T need to drop the link for the popcorn. We selling popcorn. We selling merch. We got onesies for people in people like person in the bottom. We got onesies for the people. We got
adult onesies.
We got onesies for the people at the bottom left that want to act like babies. You know what I'm saying? I don't cry about no spilled milk. You feel me? That's why you ain't never gonna be shit, motherfucker.
Damn. That's not personal.
He said that shit with his heart.
Never go.
He said that shit with his chest. Look at him. That shit came out. That shit came out straight fire. Fire.
I didn't mean you personally. I just meant you and your fan teams and everything that you root for in life.
Hey, no, don't backtrack that bitch. You better stay on that hill too, motherfucker.
All right, well, fuck it. We know bombs off that hill, then, motherfucker.
I embrace that. I ain't scared. You don't see me crying.
Hey,
you talking about me, Bobby?
No funny shit though. No funny shit.
Love you, boy.
Nah, G, you like Mario Kart throwing banana peels from the hill and shit. But Rome keeps standing tall on that hill.
Exactly. You threw the blue shell at me right now. That's what you did. You're in last place throwing the blue shells. If you know about Mario Kart, you know that's the only way you get the blue shell when you're in last place.
Yeah, whatever, man. But yeah, Gas Presents Sports and Culture, man. Hit that subscribe button, man. If you fucking with us, if you're not, hit the subscribe button anyway, man. We fuck with you. We fuck with you. Yeah, you know how we end everything. Sports for the culture.
The culture.